that intensity as a team playing and keep that maturity when you're facing a team that got beat by 50 points last weekend?
I think it's the biggest question you have is not about Iowa State. It's got to be about you. We played with that intensity at Tech. We didn't start with, for whatever reason, maybe we were uptight at Oklahoma, but we didn't have it the first half and came back and finished that half, and it looked like we continued our second half improvement at Nebraska. Now, the question will be, will they sit around and feel too good about themselves this week and not play? And that's the trouble with a team that needs to grow in their maturity, and we thought they grew really well over the last 3 weeks. Now we got to see if they'll continue to do that the rest of the year, starting this weekend.
Mack, what do you know now about the personality of this team that maybe you didn't after having 2 weeks and a positive consequence?
I was thinking about that after the game, and one of the things that you find out, and we thought we found it out at Tech, and I don't think it was as good as I thought, you need to win a game that's a real tough game and a close game on the road as a team to build your chemistry and give you back the swagger and the confidence that you can. And all of that happened. Everything was against these kids going into this game. And I thought they trusted the coaches. That was a very good plan on both sides of the ball and in the kicking game. And it all worked because of their energy, and they made it work. Garrett's a huge part of that puzzle. He's on the sideline for the first time I've seen him high-fiving people and talking to them and pushing them. And I really felt like he grew up some on Saturday. And I really... we thought he could run the ball. He ran the ball better than I thought. He looked fast some, and he's big and he's powerful, and he ran over some people and made first downs. But he really managed the game well. I thought it was interesting, just as a little note at the end of the game, when the official threw the flag, when they had too many on the field, Garrett did this. He knew the game was over. And that's good for a young quarterback because he was totally into the game all day. His numbers were not good in the passing game, but he didn't take chances. We threw the ball deep a lot, and we tried to get some deep balls. He had 2 deep balls that might have been complete that were pass interference against them. He threw a couple of balls away. He had one to Fozzie that just killed him where they had a blitz, and he nearly got it to him, which would have been a huge explosive play. But I think he will learn more from this game than anybody. And it also shows that if we can be more balanced and run the ball, it helps him. It takes a lot of pressure off him.
It also seemed like you took what the defense gave him.
No, I think that Nebraska makes it really, really hard in the passing game. They've got those linebackers that can cover your guys. They're as fast as your guys, and they cover you all over the field. And we tried to do more misdirection stuff. We tried to get a lot of double moves and things against them. We just could not get the passing game going. But we did spread the ball out to run it inside, and that's something that the guys did a good job of. I thought it was good to see both Cody and Trey well because they ran with power. Trey ran with more power than I've seen him, so that hip pointer's finally gone, and Fozzie's playing really hard on us. He got dinged a little bit at halftime with his shoulder, and that's why he didn't play as much the second half.
Coach, did the team dedicate a ball to Sally's brother?
Well, they did to Sally. It's a emotional day for Sally and I, obviously, with Thursday. She lost her brother, and her brother had been sick, and we moved him here about 2 months ago. And I have to leave the office at about 3 o'clock because he was going to die and died about 4 o'clock, so I had to leave there and run back to practice. And I think it's, Sally and I were, it's funny. I mean, football's a huge part of our lives, and I was sitting there thinking, she wanted to come to the game, but she had to do funeral arrangements, and she's very emotional. And I said, this is going to be a tough, emotional game anyway with the spirit that Nebraska had. And I suggested that she stay home. Even Saturday morning, she thought about trying to see if anybody was going to the game that she could hop on a plane or something to get up there. And the win really helped her, obviously. The game ball, the kids just love her. She loves those kids, and that will help her as well. And it was her birthday. So, I mean, that's the other thing that is just a hard 2 or 3 days for her in general. And winning does help, but knowing the kids love you and that they care about you and that it's such a special moment for them, they would think about her is really special.
Coach, in addition to that, obviously the emotions of that, but also the team's dealing with a little bit of a distraction, the story with a couple people in your football family. Can you talk, any comment on that, and also just how the team dealt with it?
Well, the team moves on. You know, kids, they're wonderful at handling distractions. Coaches have to do the same. You got to do your job, and I can't follow up on it because I'm a football coach and I don't even know all the facts in the matter, and that would have to be discussed up on campus. But I thought the kids did an amazing job of our kids like that environment. They like going on the road. They like a huge stadium where everybody hates them. One of them even told me, it's unusual the whole state hates you. This is kind of cool. And I thought, well, it is, but you need to play good. But I do think our guys respond really, really well in that situation. I was really, really proud of them. They never panicked. And this is the first time that we had some answers. When they did something against UCLA, we didn't answer. At Oklahoma, we didn't answer till the second half, and we had time and time again where if we did answer more, we had our chances to beat Oklahoma. And I do think that the teams are more alike this year. If Oklahoma is the #1 team in the country and we had our chances, it makes you mad at us because we had some chances. And you can't look back and there's nothing you can do but improve. But I do feel like that we answered more in that game and didn't have the old flinch like, oh, my gosh, what's going to happen bad. It was always, hey, we got it. Even the kickoff return at the end, the pooch punt return at the end, they were all mad about it. But they weren't, the world's coming to an end, we're going to lose the game. We're going to get the onside kick and kill the clock and move forward and do that. So that's a big part of growing up. Roger?
Mack, could you talk to Iowa State? You have their game against Tech, but then you have Utah and OU. What do you kind of take from those things?
Gosh, they played so good against Texas Tech. It's just unbelievable. And then they've had 2 tough weeks. And they started out great against Utah. And then it just flipped on them. So that's something we'll have to look at this week is what has happened. Number one, they've played 2 great teams. They've played 2 top 10 teams in a row like we have the last 2 weeks, last 2 games. But I'm not sure where they lost some confidence there. And we will tell the players tomorrow about the time somebody tells you can't do something. Like we were told we can't win in Nebraska. Every player on that team gets motivated and tries to prove everybody wrong and come back and play really, really hard, and we'll get their best shot this weekend.
Okay, Coach. We got to go to the
Anything